Assalamu alaikum. With us here today is Sister Dina Fahmi, who is going to be speaking on Queen Amina of Zaria. Sister Dina Fahmi, how are you today?
Alhamdulillah. Queen Amina of Zazzau, actually, is what's modern day Nigeria. It's in like the north central area of Nigeria, and they lived next to pivotal trade routes. Pivotal trade routes means that there was horses, metals, nuts and oils going through these trade routes. It was pretty peaceful during her father's reign, but she decided she did not want to stay home. She decided, I want to train and be a warrior. Her brother succeeded after her father for about 10 years. She was not the next in line, but she decided, I want to be, like I said, train to be a warrior. So she was with the military at all times training. When her brother died and there was nobody to reign, because she had gained the respect and gained the acceptance of the military, she became the queen. So it was through her actions. It wasn't because somebody appointed her. It was because of her actions. Then after that, she literally went straight into warring or fighting, because the trade routes had become kind of like up for grabs. The people that were controlling it had lost their power. So there was constant warring over these trade routes. So she started her reign, and immediately she started to fight to gain the power of these routes, to make sure that these routes were safe for people to pass, especially the merchants, and also to strengthen her people. She was she actually was the person that built these massive walls just out of clay and mud. It's been measured to be over 15 miles, and they're still here to this day. And mind you, I didn't tell you, she was born in 1533. She lived to be, until 1610, she lived to be 77 years old. And we're talking about now, 2021, these walls are still up and they're still used for markets. So that's a huge thing, that she had fierce protection of her own desires, not for power, but to be a strong person, strong individual. And she also protected her people. She also was the leader of over 20,000 men. So to have that kind of respect through action speaks volumes, because it wasn't something that was forced. It wasn't something that was, this is how it is. It was through her self-respect, which is very important, and respect for her people, love for people, and the desire for them to be controlled. And that's not something that's a legacy that her father left her. Right. It was something that she desired to do. And even after she stopped, or she was no longer queen, or she died, and Zaria, her little sister, became queen, the mother named the town Zaria. So it went from Zazzau to Zaria. So she wasn't named. There is a statue of her in Lagos, in Nigeria. She's on a horse with a spear, and she looks like a warrior. But there is no. It's just Queen Amina of Zaria, her sister, or Zazzau, what the town used to be called. There's very little about her. Like when I was researching, there's a lot of stuff that's legend, could be, maybe. And so it was very hard to accumulate and kind of solidify the facts. But when you see that she did something out of her own desire and what she accomplished, I think that's very, very huge. I found this fascinating and refreshing was that, again, the being true to herself. Living her life in a way where she's living every day to its fullest. and living her life in a way where when she's gone, like she is right now, we can say Queen Amina did 1, 2, 3. And that to me, you're leaving something for people in the future to learn from, to hold on to use, like the walls.
Her legacy.
Her legacy was although it was very, like I told you, her whole reign, 34 years, was just fighting, especially for these trade routes. But what she did, she also, I forgot to tell you that she also was one of the first people to design, because there were metals being traded, to do the metal armor for her soldiers. So that's another aspect of how she respected and revered her people and the military, is that she wanted them to be protected also. And that way she provided and strengthened her people, the Hausa people, and she strengthened the roots to make sure it's safe. It's like you can go to sleep at the end of the day and say, I did good. I did well today. And so I want us to all be like that. I want us at the end of the day say, I did good today. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us so many gifts. And all of us don't use most of it. It's like, when you tell you the brain capacity, the average human uses about 11% of their brain capacity. So, you want to make sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's gifts are being used to the maximum.